Hi friends, welcome to Tuesday writing class here from your house or mine. Yesterday you finished your first draft of your how-to writing because you finished your conclusion and that's the last part. So if you haven't yet completed that part, I need you to go back and finish the lessons before this one, watch those videos and complete that work before you get started here because remember you have to go in order. All right, so if you're not caught up, go ahead and do that. If you are and you're ready to go, then let's get started, friends. So here's your, before your target, here's what you need today. You need your computer or your tablet, whatever you usually work on. You need your how-to writing, which is on Google Docs. By now, I'm sure you know how to access it. You just open the document that I posted on Google Classroom and then click the link next to your name. And you're gonna need a revising checklist, which I will also post on Google Classroom for you. And you need your positive, ready to learn attitude so we can do our best work, okay? Ready, Freddies? Here we go. Here's your learning target. I say, then you say. I can revise my writing using a checklist. Okay, so there's one word in there that we need to focus on, and that's the word revise. Can you say the word revise? Did you say it, or you're just laughing at me? Say it. Revise. Okay. Revise means to read your work that's already done and then make positive changes. So you're going to make it better. You're going to go back and you're going to reread it all and you're going to make it just a little bit better or maybe even a lot bit better. I don't know. But you're going to make changes to things that either you made mistakes on or you're going to add more in, take things out, whatever it takes to make your writing better. Now, we practiced revising a little bit when we did narrative writing at school. And I know that some of you are familiar and remember, and some of you don't, and that's okay. So we're going to review exactly what revising means and how you need to do it on this piece of writing, okay, friends? So we're going to use a checklist today. And I know you've used checklists before. This one's a new one, I think, to most of you, and that is okay. So I want you to know these words. The word revise, of course, means to go back and make things better. And then you need to know what transition words are. So friends, in my class, I know we talked about transition words kind of right before we left school for a while. And Miss Hartzell's class, I know you've talked about them too. So transition words are words that signal the order of things. So first, then, next, last. Finally, after that, before that, at the end, in the beginning, words like that. So think about transition words that you know and be ready to put them into your writing. That's part of how-to writing, and part of revising it is adding those in and making sure we have them, okay? So we're gonna get started. I want you to think, what things make how-to writing or writing in general high quality, especially in second grade? What are the things that you need to make sure your writing has to know that it's really special and it's your best work? So think about that. And I'm gonna show you. We talked about what revising is. So here's our writing checklist. It looks like this. It says my revision checklist, and then it has 4 different criteria. So here are the things that you need to make sure your writing has. It teaches someone how to do something. It uses transition words. You add labels to your illustrations or your pictures in this case, and you stretch out your story and you add details. So we're gonna break these things down and go one by one and figure out exactly what we need to do, okay? All right, so the first thing, I'm gonna move myself down here. The first thing is that your writing teaches someone how to do something, right? So this is the checklist. We're focused on the first one, teaches someone how to do something. And I have 2 examples here. I'm going to read them to you, and your job is going to be to tell me which one teaches someone how to do something. Which of these examples would make me check yes on the checklist, okay? So I'm going to read this first example first. Draw the house. Just do it the best way you know how, okay? Great, have fun. That's the first example. Would you check yes or would you check no on teaching someone how to do something? Think about it. Here's the second one. First, draw a large square. Then you need to draw a triangle on the top to be the roof. After that, add 2 square windows and a rectangle door at the bottom. Would you check yes, that teaches someone how to do something, or no, it doesn't? Which one of those would you check yes for? I would check the bottom one. This top one really just gives me a job. It doesn't tell me how to do anything. But the second one definitely teaches how to draw the house. So I would check yes. If your writing does not teach someone how to do something all the way, you need to check no and then go back and fix your writing until you can check yes, okay? All right, so that's the first one. You need to make sure your writing is teaching somebody a lesson, teaching them how to complete some sort of task, whatever that may be, okay? All right, don't check yes unless it really does, and go back and fix it until you can confidently check yes, okay? The second one, the second criteria on our checklist is using transition words. Remember, these are words like first, then, next, last, after that, before that, in the beginning, in the middle, at the end, next. Did I already say that? Yeah, finally, throughout, all sorts of words that tell order and tell time, okay? So transition words are going to tell you the order that things happen in. So make sure that your writing goes in order too. In this case, the transition words are going to tell us what order to do the steps of our how-to in, okay? So I'm going to, again, show you 2 examples, and you're going to tell me which one uses the transition words. Now, these are the same 2 examples as before. So be thinking about which one uses transition words. Which one could we check yes for on our checklist? Okay, here's the first one at the top. It says, draw the house. Just do it the best way you know how, okay? Great, have fun. Think in your head, did that use transition words like first, then, next, last, after that? Think about it. The second example says, first, draw a large square. Then you need to draw a triangle on the top to be the roof. After that, add 2 square windows and a rectangle door at the bottom. Which one of these uses transition words? Which one of these examples can I pick? Yes, I did use transition words. Point to the one that you think I should choose. Right, this one. It says first. It says then. It says after that. And I would continue on and add even more. Now, even if you check yes for this one, friend, you can go back and add more transition words in, make your writing even better. So just because you have some doesn't mean you necessarily did your best work. So go back and make sure you did your best work and make sure every step has a transition word at the beginning or at the end of it, okay? And remember, don't check yes until you can confidently check yes. Think about if me or Miss Hartzell or Miss Chalet or Miss B were looking at your writing with you. Would we say, yes, good job, you used transition words the right way, you used enough transition words? Or would we say, why don't you go back and add a couple more? So think about, pretend we're right there. We're going to read it anyway. So go ahead and make it the best right now, okay? So again, the second criteria is using transition words. All right, the third one is adding labels to your illustrations. So the third box on your checklist. We're going to skip this one for now. The reason is because we're going to come back to pictures in the next 2 days, either tomorrow or the next day. I'll let you know. But for now, you don't need to do this part. You don't need to check this one off on your checklist because we're not going to do it yet. Now, of course, we can't draw on the computer in the way that we traditionally draw on paper, but I'm going to show you how exactly you're going to add pictures very soon, okay? All right, so the fourth one is that you stretch out the story and you add appropriate details. Now, if I'm talking about a house, I need to tell you what it looks like. I need to tell you what little things there are, what big things there are in the drawing. If you're talking about a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, you need to tell me the ingredients. You need to tell me the steps. You need to tell me the tools. So make sure your story is not real short. If it's real short, that tells me you didn't add a lot of details, right? Right, so here are some examples. You're gonna tell me which one has a stretched out story and has enough details, and I'm pretty sure you can tell just from looking at them, but I'm gonna read them too, okay? So the first one says, first draw a large square. Then you need to draw a triangle on the top to be the roof. After that, add 2 medium-sized square windows and a rectangle door at the bottom of your square. Does that show a stretched out story and a lot of details? Think about it. Here's a second one. Draw a square, then a triangle, then add windows, add a door, all done. Now, both of those examples outlined the same process. They both told me the same steps, but one of them added a lot of details. Which one has appropriate levels of details? You pick, point to it. Right, the top one. It tells me to draw a large square and a medium-sized window and a door that's a rectangle. So people will not understand your steps if they don't have enough details. They'll be like, well, what kind of square? What size square? Is the triangle on the top or the bottom? Do the doors go on the left side or the right side or the middle? You need to make sure you're telling people all that they need to know to get through your steps, to do what you're teaching them how to do, okay? All right. Good job, friends. So now it's going to be your turn. On Google Classroom, I'm going to attach the revising checklist. Remember, the revising checklist looks like this right here. So I'm going to attach it. If you have a printer, you can print it out. If you don't, you can just go through in your head and check it off, whatever you need to do. But make sure you look through all of your writing, all the pages of the writing that you did. So your introduction, your step 1, 2, 3, and 4. And if you have a 5th step, and also your conclusion, and make sure they all do all of these things, except for the illustration one. We're not going to do that one today. So please go through and revise your writing, and then I look forward to reading it, friends. Tomorrow we're going to look at editing, but for now, just focus on these 3 different criteria, okay? So remember while you're working that your target is, I can revise my writing using a checklist, and that your job is to revise your own writing, the whole thing, okay? In case you forgot, the word revise means to read your work that's already done and make positive changes, make it even better, okay? I'm so proud of all of you, and I cannot wait to see your high quality writing again when it's even better by the time I look at it tomorrow. Make sure that you keep showing perseverance through this school closure, and I love you guys so much, and I will see you again tomorrow. Bye, friends.